Percy's Christmas Rescue. A few days later, the Fat Controller visited the sheds at Ffarqhuar. The engines eyed him expectantly. "We're all going to be busy over Christmas," the Fat Controller announced. "We're always ready, sir," Percy piped up excitedly. The others hushed him, but the Fat Controller smiled. "Quite right, Percy," he said, "but this year there will be extra trains, and," he turned to Thomas, "there's also specials running throughout the month, and you'll be taking this one tomorrow." Thomas smiled. He enjoyed taking specials. "What about me, sir?" Percy asked. "You'll be needed to make sure things run smoothly," the Fat Controller said, "keeping the trucks in order and so on, as Toby will be needing some extra help." Percy looked disappointed. "Yes, sir," he said sadly. The next morning, Thomas backed onto his train and was amazed to see a large group of children on the platform, accompanied by their teachers and the vicar, who guided them into Annie and Clarabel. "What's the occasion?" Thomas asked. "It's the school Christmas party," the vicar explained. "This year we're having a big party for all the valley schools, so we shall be leaving you halfway down." When everyone was aboard, the guard blew his whistle and Thomas set off. From the yard, Percy watched him leave. He was still feeling a little upset, but he knew the Fat Controller needed someone to rely on to keep the trucks in order. "All the same," he sighed, "I do wish I could take a special." Thomas trundled through the snow-covered countryside, with the sound of the children singing carols from Annie and Clarabel as they went along. Soon enough, they arrived at the station by the river, just as Daisy arrived from the other direction with more children for the party. While the teachers escorted the children out of the station, the vicar gave Thomas his thanks and made towards the exit. Suddenly, he stopped. A worried look came across his face. He told something to one of the teachers and went back to Thomas. "Oh, this is awful," he said. "I've stupidly left my costume behind." "Costume, Reverend?" asked Thomas's driver. "Yes," said the vicar. "I was supposed to be giving presents to the children dressed as Father Christmas, but it seems I've left my case containing the costume back at Ffarqhuar." Thomas's driver scratched his head. "Is there any hope of Daisy getting there and back in time?" he asked. "No," said the vicar solemnly. "I'm supposed to be ready in 10 minutes. Thomas suddenly remembered. "Percy could bring it," he suggested. "He was there already. He was shunting when we left." "Excellent idea, Thomas," said his driver, and he hurried off to the station master's office to telephone. Back at Ffarqhuar, Percy had just finished shunting. He was looking forward to a rest when he saw the station master hurrying towards him with a large brown case in his hand. "You need to take this to the station by the river," he told him. "The vicar left it behind and it contains his costume. We can't let the children down." "Of course not," said Percy. "We'll get it there in time." When the case was placed safely in his cab, Percy set off at once down the line as quickly as he could. Meanwhile, Thomas waited and the vicar paced the platform. Then they heard a faint peep peep in the distance, and a moment later Percy puffed in and drew up behind Clarabel. "I'm not too late, am I?" he asked breathlessly. The vicar beamed. "Not at all, dear Percy," he said. "You just gave us a Christmas miracle." Percy's driver handed him the case, and the vicar hurried off to the party. That evening, the Fat Controller came to see the engines. "The vicar of Ffarqhuar and all the teachers," he announced, "have asked me to thank you for your quick thinking and for helping to make the children's party a great success. We are here to give a service to the public, and it is instances like this which proves that we do so. I am proud of you all. Thank you, and a very happy Christmas to you all."